Howdy, and welcome to our podcast, A Countryman Talks About Italy. Today, we're talking about the lives and the works of Francesco Borromini, one of the most prominent architects of the Baroque era. In today's episode, we'll discuss two of the most important works, the San Giovanni in Laterano and the San Giovanni de' Fiorentini. Borromini was born in Bassorn, Switzerland in 1599. He moved to Rome in his late teens, where he worked for several prominent architects, including Carlo Maderno and Gian Lorenzo Bernini. These architects influenced his early works, but soon he developed his unique style, characterized by complex geometries and curved lines. One of Borromini's most famous works is the San Giovanni in Laterano, a basilica dedicated to St. John the Baptist and St. John the Evangelist in Rome. The basilica is the oldest and highest ranking church in Rome and is the cathedral of the Bishop of Rome, also known as the Pope. Borromini was commissioned to redesign the facade of the church in the 1640s. He created a complex and intricate design that included a sizable central pediment, curved volutes, and an undulating rhythm of convex and concave forms. The plan was too controversial then, considered too radical and unorthodox. Over time, though, the design became widely admired, influencing the work of many architects in the Baroque and Rococo periods. Borromini's work at the San Giovanni in Laterano wasn't limited to the facade. Like many architects in the 17th century, he was also responsible for the redesigning of the church's interior, which had fallen into disrepair. Borromini created a new nave with a soaring vaulted ceiling supported by undulating arches. He also added a decorative element including frescoes and stucco work, inspired by the natural world such as flowers, leaves, and shells. The result was a stunning interior that had been admired for centuries. Another important work by Borromini was the San Giovanni de' Fiorentini, a church in Rome built for the Florentine community in the city. The church was commissioned in the early 17th century, but Borromini wasn't involved until later, when he was asked to redesign the church's interior. Borromini's design of the San Giovanni de' Fiorentini was characterized by his use of complex geometries and, of course, his curved lines. He created a central space divided in four sections by organic arches. The arches were decorated with frescoes and stucco work, created with the illusion of movement and depth. Borromini added a series of chapels to the side of the church. Each space had a unique design and set of ornamentation. The San Giovanni de' Fiorentini is considered one of Borromini's most important works and is a prime example of the Baroque style. Unfortunately, the church was completed after Borromini's death in 1667. Despite that, his influence can still be seen in every element of the sacred space. In conclusion, Francesco Borromini was one of the most innovative and influential architects of the Baroque era. His use of complex geometries and curved lines set him apart from his contemporaries and inspired many architects who followed him. The San Giovanni in Laterano and the San Giovanni de' Fiorentini are just two examples of his remarkable work, which has stood the test of time and continues to inspire and amaze people today. Thank you for listening to our podcast about Francesco Borromini, San Giovanni in Laterano and San Giovanni de' Fiorentini. We hope you enjoyed learning about these influential pieces of Baroque architecture and maybe try and make it out to Italy someday.